All right, y'all, we out here. Real Runners of Atlanta minus O. Take number 2. We done took it to the next level. Roy done kicked off his business, so he's out here. He does HVAC repair. I'm his first client. He killed it. I give him a 5-star review. So I suggest that if you have any HVAC AC needs, you check out my man Roy. Not only is he a podcaster, but he's also a do everything.
Mr. Do Everything.
A jack of all trades. All right, week 2 of me back on a group run. I guess we can call it a real group run now, because this week Marquel and Habib both are going to be with me. So we back in the group mode, running effect. I don't know how many miles we're going to do today, but I feel better. So I'm down to run whatever they decide to run. I think it's going to be something in the 8 to 10 mile range. We'll figure that part out, I guess, when we get to it. So we'll see. I haven't felt any of the stiffness or the soreness that I had last weekend, and I made it through 8 miles last weekend. So I'm confident that I can do at least that this weekend. But we'll see how it goes. All right, welcome back to another weekly update. This week, the trio is back in effect. Habib joined Marquel and I for our long run. So, the 3 of us got back together, and this was the first time that's happened since March. The run felt great. We had good conversation, took it easy, ran it at a really nice pace, and had some good conversation. So that was probably a highlight of my week, was just getting back together with the guys for the long run. I'm feeling invigorated about training going forward. One of the subjects, we started talking about on our long run was how we are staying motivated during this down period. So we were just talking about the different things that motivate us. And, one of the things that stood out to me is, 3 different people, and we kind of had 3 different things going on. Like Habib was talking a good bit during the run about how, he's able to stay motivated even without having a race on the schedule. He can go from training plan to training plan and just sort of keep repeating build up processes, and doesn't necessarily need a race on the schedule in order to stay motivated. Whereas for me, I'm on the extreme opposite end of that spectrum.
So what I think is, well, now that I'm on that cycle, now I gotta start another. If I have to start another cycle, I'm going to the next possible top back.
Yeah.
Even just like if I haven't actually ran the race.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, does it really matter if you run the race or not?
For me, yes, because I have to have it on the calendar just so I know I'm aiming towards something. Okay. But like this whole year where it's like, I don't know, I might race in a year, maybe 2 years, who knows? I lose the motivation. I know one of the reasons why I've lost some motivation to go so hard is because I don't have a race on the schedule. I do need something on that calendar. It doesn't really matter how close it is or how far away it is. It just has to be there. If I know, like, for instance, now I'm thinking about a race that's in April of next year. Okay, so if I keep that in my mind, that can hold me, for the next 7 months or so, where I can train because I have this point, this reference. But one of the things that was difficult for me during this during this long COVID break, was that I didn't have a date. Like, who knew? Like, I had no idea when or if racing was ever going to return. So it was difficult for me. Not difficult to run, as I mentioned before. I'm always going to run. I'm always interested in just staying generally fit and healthy. But as far as like pushing myself to try to be at peak performance, I just really need a race on the calendar to do that. So those type of conversations are cool because it gives me a little bit of insight into other people's mindset. And it just gives me some things I can take away and help apply back towards myself. So like I've mentioned in the past, I'm definitely at the point where I'm getting ready to try to start gearing back up again. We've got the London Marathon coming up this weekend. So I'm looking forward to that, and I know that's going to motivate me. I'm starting to look at some dates on the calendar for 2021.
so I can maybe circle a marathon. And whether or not it happens probably won't matter as much, because once I circle it on the calendar, then I can start putting in the work to ensure that I'm at peak performance by the time we get there. So those are just a couple of the things that I have on the top of my mind.
Really? Nice. Sub 9. Hi. First official return. Done. The trio is back.
Yeah, man, let's go. Let's get it, man.
This weekend coming up will be the race half marathon pivot edition. So I'm going to be, we got the 5K, we've got the half marathon, and we've got the bike race as well. I'm going to be participating in the half marathon pivot edition. I'm going to be doing that with Marquel and Habib as well. So that'll be good. This will be my second virtual race. I've participated in the virtual Boston Marathon, and now I'll be doing the pivot edition of the race. Really looking forward to that. We have an exciting week coming up, and everything kicks off on Thursday. So definitely check out theraceuc.com in order to see the full event schedule. And hopefully you'll find something that'll interest you. Outside of the races itself, we've got community service projects, we've got the kickoff event, and we have the speaker series that's going to run all day Friday. That's going to feature a couple of interviews that was hosted by yours truly. So definitely check that out if you get a chance. Other than that, man, I'm super excited about the London Marathon this weekend. I've got to figure out how I'm going to watch this thing. I've done a little bit of early research to try to figure out like what channels it's going to come on. Can I stream it online? It's always a little bit hazy when you're dealing with the international races, because it's not as simple as just turning on our TV and watching it on NBC. Normally you have to have the Olympic Gold package, or you're going to have to try to stream it on the internet, and you got to use a VPN. So it's not, anyway, it can become a thing. But I am not missing this. There's too much talent in the field. You have both on the men's side, you've got the world record holder. On the women's side, you got the world record holder. So you got all kinds of speed and talent. And I'm looking forward to seeing this competition. And I need to figure out my bet with Tommy from the Run Duo podcast. I gotta figure out, like, now I said we'll figure this thing out before it comes, and now it's less than a week away. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. I'm gonna have to hit him up, because I'm feeling more and more confident about Kipchoge. So we'll see. I'll let y'all know how that turns out as well. Other than that, I have nothing new to report this week, other than the fact that I'm getting back at it. I have more content for you next week. Next week will certainly include my pivot edition run of the race and any other happenings. I'll probably do like a little bit of a London recap, and so we'll kind of take it from there. But until then, y'all stay safe, stay active. Oh, and subscribe. I don't say this often, but come on, y'all. Subscribe. Hit the button. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. All right. Peace.